So I made this yesterday. I've made one before, hence volume 2. And this is a little handmade book with some of my favorite photos that I've taken. I made a few copies last time, but I decided that this time I would just make 2. One for me to keep as a memory and to reflect on. And one for my family to share. And my family have been very supportive and encouraging of my photography. And so this book is kind of a celebration. It's a gift and a sharing of a part of myself. I got myself some new nails for the first time in quite a while, and I think they're so beautiful. I hope you can see the way they shimmer in the light. Tasmania is the state in which I live, one of the states of Australia. That's one of the loops. To my family with love. So, I have gone through and stuck some paper over the locations on each photo, or around each photo. I have written the location it was taken and the date, and if there was any other info I thought was relevant, such as describing what you can actually see if it's a little abstract. Now, last time I got my photos printed at Kmart, which is just a big discount store, and the quality was not the best. So I got them printed at what I thought was a more reputable store, and I'm still not happy. I was quite disappointed in the quality of the prints. For starters, you'll see some of them, the borders are very off-center. This one, there are ones worse than this, I think, but they also came out quite a bit darker than I would have liked, as well as a bit more grainy. So I want you to keep that in mind, okay? Alright, so as this one says, pollution on the water, and it doesn't actually look that great because it's so dark, but it's a really cool photo, I think. There's also a few photos of family members, so I'll be skipping those ones. This one was a little bit of a happy surprise. I had to hold the camera away from my eye. I couldn't actually look through the viewfinder. And I just had to take my best guess, and it worked out really well. Got a close-up on some ice. And these are in chronological order as well, so I think I improve a bit. I love this meerkat. Its little nose. Its little paws. I was going to say I love these photos, but these are all of my favorites, so I'm going to love all of them. I'm going to be proud of all of these. So we have a Sumatran tiger and a Sri Lankan leopard. I think these are very artistic, different, like more unusual angles of these animals. Obviously, these are taken in captivity. I get the sense from this photo that I'm being stalked a little bit. I really get the sense that this is a hunter, a predator animal. This is my friend. And I don't think she would mind me showing you this one doesn't show her face. I feel like there's a lot of feeling in this one. Okay, I'm going to skip the next page. I think this one could be better, but several people have liked this, and I thought it was cool the way, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it in detail, but there's water dripping out of its mouth, and it kind of looks like it's taking a drink, but it is on the beach, so it is salt water. I don't know if seagulls drink salt water. So I don't know what it was doing, but I've gotten better at taking pictures of birds, I think. See what you think. The same day, same place, and I really enjoyed trying to take pictures of the beach that wasn't just a picture of the beach. I was feeling really inspired this day. I love when I can get into that creative state of mind. And it involves being able to have a really open mind to what you might see. If I go to a place with a fixed idea of what I want to take pictures of, it doesn't tend to work out. So anyway, I enjoyed kicking off my shoes and actually getting in the water, standing in the water with the camera, being careful I didn't fall, to get this perspective. It was freezing, but it was fun. This is the same day as well. And these ones are quite a bit more abstract. I really like them. So both of them are looking into shallow water, different sections of the beach, and this one the sun was shining so brilliantly, causing all of these little stars to form. And then this one, again, I don't know if you'll be able to see all of the detail. I hope you can. But there were conflicting currents. The water was coming from multiple angles and mixing and swirling together and creating these interesting patterns. This is one of my favourite photos. There was a group of terns, and they were out on this rock island. This is a different day, completely different. And it was low tide, so I was able to walk out there and clamber over these rocks. And I spent probably 30 minutes or so just making my way closer and closer, and then waiting, because I was watching them take off and land, and I knew that if I waited and was patient, hopefully I would get this photo of one just hovering above the rest, and I was so happy that I got it. And I really like this one as well. Just very simple but very impactful, I think. I was trying to get closer to a couple of sea eagles, but they were very shy and flew away. But I managed to get this photo as it was flying away. It's so pretty. This is another sort of texture-based photo, and it's of, I don't know if you'd call it seaweed or, I don't know. It's some sort of oceanic plant life growing on the rocks by the water, sort of in the rock pools. And this was a top-down shot. I really like it. Again, it looks worse in this print than it does on the computer, like the actual raw file. I'm so disappointed. Okay, I've got a couple of peacock photos, which I think are really cool. This one was one of those right place, right time kind of photos. Now these peacocks, they live in a park and they're quite used to people, but they're not tame by any means. They will leave if you worry them. So it does involve patience and being still, but this one actually approached me, and it was because there was a man there who, it was very apparent, he fed them, which you're not supposed to do. So they actually knew him, and I was watching as he came and several peacocks came running. And he pulled out a little container and threw a couple of things to them. I don't know. So when I came and sat nearby, I guess this guy, this peacock, thought perhaps I would also feed it. So he came very close. And I just so happened to be focused on the face, taking pictures, when it cried out, let out a big yell. It's pretty cool. Couple more photos. This one was on a different day, so it's quite similar to this one, but still different. Which one do you prefer? I do like this one. And then this one, you probably can't even see it. It's looking through some leaves at a little peacock back here. It's not the best photo, but I included it because I like the idea. I think it's a really interesting idea and worthy of celebration, even if it's not the best outcome. a beautiful mountainous photo. I love the mood in this one. Now, this is right when I swapped over and got my new camera. It was a gift from my brother. It's not new, it's old, but it's new for me. And this was at a lookout, and it was just such a beautiful, beautiful day. It was ever so slightly raining, so there was just so much mist. It's just gorgeous. There's all trees and things back here as well, but the mist was so thick. Okay. Some wildlife. There's a possum. This one especially came out very dark. It was very unusual to see what I'm assuming is a possum. It's much larger than usual, I think. Like, I guess there's multiple types of possums. And it was very odd to see it just happily awake, sitting in a tree, munching on some leaves. Then we have an echidna, and that was such a beautiful chance encounter. It was not bothered by me at all, which is very rare. They're very shy creatures usually. It just wanted some food. It was going around and digging its snout into the grass and getting bugs. And you might see this little lump here. That's actually a pill bug. It's somehow evaded being eaten and is crawling on its face. I love echidnas. Echidnas are my favourite, like, iconic Australian animal. Now we have a couple of bumblebees. I especially love this photo. I'm looking straight up into a big tree with these really big flowers, and I've got the bumblebee in flight, and you can see the sun shining through its wings. So beautiful. I love bumblebees. You will not find them in the entirety of mainland Australia, but down in Tasmania, because it's an island itself, there are bumblebees, and they are introduced. They are an invasive species, but I still appreciate them. I think they're so cute and fluffy and very uncoordinated. They bump into things. Okay. Skipping that one. Got some rushes in the sunlight. I've taken many photos of these rushes. This is possibly my favourite though, at least recently. And then we have a photo of a swallow sitting on a branch, and I played around with cropping this photo. Oh, see the unevenness, by the way. See how thin the top is, the border, and how thick the bottom is. It's fine, but it's not very high quality, is it? Yeah, I attempted cropping the photo so that it was more probably like this. And then I compared the two, and I preferred this one actually. So couple more birds. Now I do not have a mega zoom lens, so most of these are taken from a bit further away, but I think they're still good. I liked the intense contrast. I have edited it, but not to a big degree. It really did just look grey and then a bright yellow bird. It's pretty cool. And then we have a blue wren. I love them. They're so pretty. They're so hard to take photos of because they do not stay still. My goodness. They're so tiny. They're probably only about that big. I've no idea what this bird is, by the way. No idea. It just showed up. Got some more swallows. These are quite hard to photograph as well because they usually don't stay still. They're very, very fast flyers. But this particular day, they were quite chill, so it was nice. I like the framing of this one, using the wooden beams. They're so cute. I think there's something special about this one. I don't know, I just really, really like it. I like the composition of it. So I was on a bridge looking down and following the line of this beam, and then there was one going another way. And the lichen is so pretty. I feel like this one is a very classic bee photo. And it works well because there were so many other flowers in the background that give it this glowing effect. I really like bees. I like to photograph bees. Okay, we have some more texture photos. I think this one is really cool with sunlight reflections in shallow water. You can see some green from algae and stuff. But I really love this one. And it's another one that was affected a lot by their poor quality print. But it's sort of in the same location a little bit, but this one has I don't know, seaweed, seagrass. It wasn't in the ocean, so I don't know whether to call it seaweed. I guess I did here, and it was just moving in the current. It was flowing. It was so beautiful. So I don't know if you can see, but I captured the movement of it. And the light filtering in. some worms in its mouth. It had a young one nearby that it was feeding. I did get a picture of that, but it was bad. And these leaves, this is another one. It just does not look good. I know what it's supposed to look like, and it's so dark. I don't know what happened. But I'm looking straight up at this big, beautiful tree and just focusing on one little branch. Here I am back at the beach, and this is showing the water as it crashes against this rock. So it's splashed everywhere. And I am quite happy with this one. It almost looks like rain, or I don't know, maybe snow. We're almost at the end. Now these, as you can see, it says smoky sky and sun through smoke. It created such an interesting sky. I was so privileged. I felt privileged to be given the opportunity to capture this. I love the colours and patterns. It's subtle, but I like it. And then the sun peeking out from behind the smoke. It created such interesting light. Okay, just a few more. I've got some wildflowers, and these next few photos were taken sort of before sundown, so really late in the day, and the lighting was so pretty. I really like it. I love the feel, the mood. I have enhanced them, a little bit in editing, but the lighting is still just so pretty. This one, I think the photo itself is okay. It could be better, but it's really special moments because there's a bird actually nesting in this old tree stump. It's a dusky wood swallow. I looked it up and found out what it was. It was a really special experience. When I take my camera out, I keep my eyes peeled, but I also keep my ears open, and I listen for birds. And if I hear birds, then I try and look for movement, and I try and hunt them down. And so I saw a couple of these, and I just observed their behaviour. Just for a little bit. I just stopped and watched. And they were being very territorial, any other bird in the area. So I watched a bit more, and then one of them came, landed here, and settled down in the nest. It was so cute. And then glared at me. I attempted to get closer, but this bird left the nest, so I immediately retreated because I didn't want to disturb them. And it came back. Don't worry. Okay. And then this is the last photo. Same place. And I just think it's so sweet. I was crouched, and so you have more of an angle of looking through the grass towards these flowers. I crouch a lot when taking photos. I'm pretty sure it looks ridiculous, but when I'm in this creative photography flow, I don't care, and it's amazing. And my knees hate me. I have to stand up and I'm like, oh, make like old man noises. Anyway, so there's a few more pages still, and so I've got, several weeks, like a month, before travelling to visit my family. And I have a little trip down to Hobart planned next week, and I will for sure bring my camera. I'm very excited. So if I get any new photos that I really like, I can add them later. I hope this hasn't been boring. I know it's just been very much just the same sound through the whole thing, but I hope perhaps learning more about me and something I'm passionate about has been interesting. Hopefully. I really appreciate that I'm able to share this sort of thing with you. I feel very lucky and grateful. Okay. Much love. I'll see you next time.